I do apologise about before. If anyone happened to be worried about me, I feel so much better now. I've acclimatised. And also, while Ross was waffling on with his saccharine bullshit, I was off rummaging through his luggage and I found a bottle of unlabelled pills. Took one or two. Everything seems to be working its way out inside. I feel so much better, so thanks for your patience. I would say, of course, I'm here for you. I mean, who else would I be here for? And if any parts of tonight's show should disturb you, partially, or disturb parts of you, well, I would offer consolation in the fact that it's going to be so much worse for me than it will be for you. Although I have been reminded I do always say that, and it is not always the case. And so early in our friendship I hate to do it, but I have to ask a favour. I'm afraid they've listed me as a poet. We can move past that. Collectively I have great faith in your intelligence. We can move beyond that and really recognise the reason I'm here, because I possess a certain kind of affinity to a very specific kind of dead person. I mean, hauntology is a very beautiful word that is not necessarily a beautiful thing. More of a bad joke told by a dead Dada, which is not really a funny joke because it's told by a Dada who's dead and one who died in a very gruesome way. And you may have noticed just a small undercurrent of resentment. Well, I'm a physical man who enjoys physical things. I like to use my hands, and having the dead strain their greens into my brain, well, that's the very opposite of physicality. It is empty, intransigent, acorporeal, I assure you. It's not like running or eating or swinging on a swing in a park, no. It's just the byproduct of those seeking a bodily manifestation, and I am familiar territory. The dead trying to squeeze 10 pounds of shit into a 5-pound bag. Apparently my head is such a bag. By way of context also, I would draw your attention to the first few pages of La Révolution Surréaliste, published in December 1924 in Paris. The editors of that magazine put out a call for submissions on the subject of suicide. This is very interesting because they hoped genuinely to resolve that issue, to end discussion. They promised every submission would be analysed by the Bureau de Recherche Surréaliste and suicide would be done. I find that so admirable, because tonight I have a similar aim. The only difference I would say is I don't really need a call for submissions. I've got my fancy equipment, the ear in my brain, and a fucking metal plate in my head, which means I can tune out the local police radios and the FM stations and get right to the heart of what the dead want to say, unabated, whether I like it or not. And because I know you've probably come here to see Ross or Hannah, I'm going to share it with you, whether you like it or not. That being said, I don't want to get off on the wrong foot. Let's just see tonight as an inquest then, because it does seem like living is a preparation for death. And that's not a scary thing, because every night we willingly surrender ourselves to sleep, and sleep is like a mini-death, and when we sleep we dream. It's like speaking from beyond the grave, and I know you understand that, I can feel that already. And that takes a certain kind of disorganising intelligence, just like it would be to be a Dada amongst the Dadas. Undoubtedly that intelligence has something to do with the demise of Dada. Anyway, collectively I know we will do wonders together. It will be as though we've been pulled apart by horses, only to be returned and reassembled by little bears, or something like that. Anyway, something to think about. See you.